Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. Now today I wanted to go over a really important video for me, which is my journey with acne. In this video I want to show you everything I've been doing the past 2 years, year and a half, that has helped me get rid of my adult acne. Finally, I feel like I have it under control, and I really want to share with you guys all my tips and tricks and what I was doing before that was not working for me. So please, I'm really keen to see any comments, questions, product suggestions, whatever you guys have, leave it down below and I will make sure that I respond to all of you guys. And also do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so that you are notified when I do upload a new video. It helps me so much, so I would really appreciate it if you guys can help me out with that. But let's just get into the video because I have a lot of things I want to go over. Okay, so let's start with how everything started for me. I started with adult acne. So all of my teenage years, I mean, I'll insert a photo here of what my skin looked like before acne when I had a pimple. I did get, you know, my monthly pimples at the time of the month, but beyond that, my skin was pretty much perfect. It wasn't sensitive, it was a bit dry, dry to normal, but I didn't have any massive issues with my skin. Then I hit 20 years old, and it actually started from using a new product line. When I first started to break out really badly, I had joined an MLM, a multi-level marketing company, video to come about that, but I joined Arbonne, and so obviously to sell Arbonne, I had to use Arbonne and really promote the products that I believed so strongly in, right? So I started using the products, and come 2-3 weeks after I started using it, I started to break out really badly. So I'm gonna start inserting photos here of what my skin looked like a couple weeks after, a couple months after. And as you can see, my skin was just getting so bad. Only in my chin area, which is normally a hormonal area, which leads me to believe that actually my acne is hormonal. But it's just odd that it came at the same time that I was using a new skincare line, and before that, I had never had issues with my skin. It's strange timing, so I kind of blame it on Arbonne, but then I feel like it stuck, and it did actually, my skin was already so irritated and so sensitive that it stuck as long-term hormonal acne for me. Now, I've never been to a dermatologist or an esthetician to have professional advice on my skin, and there's two main reasons for that. Firstly, I didn't want to waste my money. I obviously know of so many people that go to these professionals and they don't come out with a solution, or sometimes their skin can even get worse, and I wasn't willing to really go through that. I also didn't have bad enough skin where I would go on Accutane or anything more serious, like a prescription. So I just didn't see the point. I did go to my GP, my general practitioner, a couple of times, and they would just give me, you know, benzoyl peroxide ointment, and they changed my pill as well for a pill that maybe could help my acne, and that's it. So I've never been to a professional. Firstly, yes, I didn't want to waste my money, and secondly, I know when you go to an esthetician, sometimes what they'll do is just extract all the gunk that you have deep in your pores, and so it makes your skin worse momentarily. It might be good for your skin long term, but in the moment it means that you break out, and I did not want to go through that because I was in such a bad place with my skin with constant breakouts. I couldn't handle, even if it was just a couple of weeks, of my skin being even worse than it already was. So everything I'm going to show you is from my own research and from my own trial and error experience of what has worked for me, and I hope that some of these tips can work for you as well. So I'm just going to go in straight into what products I'm using that have been working for me so well, because I'm going to insert photos now. This is what my skin looked like before, but now this is what my skin looks like. So I feel like I have my acne well under control. It's been about a year and a half, almost 2 years of having my skin under control, and I know what works to control breakouts. I still get breakouts. My skin is not perfect, and I still have, you know, that acne prone skin. I am, however, going through a really bad breakout right now, for example, which I'm gonna make a video about my journey when I do have a momentary breakout and what I do, because I cut back on a lot of products. So that video is to come, but obviously I'm taking you through the journey. I still am in my breakout. So when I'm done with the breakout, that video will be up. But yes, my skin is not perfect, but it's pretty close to it. So I'm excited to share with you what I've been doing. So firstly, internally, you need to look internally to see what's going on and what can be throwing your hormones off balance. Now, for me, I barely take in lactose. Like, I don't drink milk or eat very much cheese. Gluten, I am not gluten intolerant, although it could be good for you to do an intolerance test to see if it is an allergic reaction, and that's why you're breaking out. However, internally, I did start taking probiotics, and this changed the game for me. I read up a lot about your microbiome and how that can affect the hormones in your body. And that can really be a huge trigger for acne. So the probiotics that I use are Dermaveel. I live in Spain, and these are the probiotics that they recommended to me in a pharmacy, and they're actually really, really, really great. So it comes with only 2 bacteria. They have Bifidobacterium, I think I've said that right, and the Lactobacillus bacteria. That also has biotin and some other ingredient that I have no idea what it is, but it's meant to help your skin as well. So these are probiotics specific for your skin. Now there's a bunch of different brands of probiotics, and there's pills that have hundreds of different types of bacteria. This only has those 2, but these are the 2 bacteria, according to what I've read, that are the most effective for skin issues. So if you are going through acne, you should look for probiotics that at least have these 2 types of bacteria. This stuff works. It is not what's been my long-term proper cure, but I was going through a stage where my acne was terrible at a constant level every single day of the year, 365 days out of the year, I was breaking out. And that's really, really tough. It's tough to go through that. And so what happened when I started taking probiotics, I started getting more fluctuations. And I started to, yes, break out, but then I would have a couple of days, weeks when I wasn't breaking out. Then my skin would break out again, and then I was having weeks where I wouldn't. Firstly, I think it's important for you to monitor when you do have fluctuations. Keep a diary. Maybe it's that you're on your period. Maybe it's that you're eating something different that day. And if you keep a diary, you can really pinpoint and detect what it is that you're doing in those moments when you are having the breakouts. Maybe you've changed something or your body's going through something different. And if you have a diary, you can really make sure that you're tracking when your skin is going up and when your skin is going down, so that then you can eliminate what's making your skin go up with the breakouts. But my point was that at least with probiotics, my skin was going through patches where I wasn't breaking out, and my skin could repair itself from the damage of the acne previously. So this was a huge step forward, but it wasn't the only way to solve my skin. I had to also look into my skincare. And then the mixture of this with my skincare fixed my skin. Considering I do think I have hormonal acne, my topical skincare routine is what's made the biggest difference. So I think it's important to note that it is important what you're putting on your skin, and not everything is inside, although it is very important to look inside. The biggest thing I changed for my skincare routine was to not be so harsh on my skin. When you have acne, you have this tendency to want to just rip your skin off. You want to over-exfoliate. You think that maybe by over-exfoliating with a physical exfoliant, you're removing all your dead skin cells, and since a pimple is the mixture of oil and dead skin cells, you think that if you at least remove the dead skin cells, maybe you can't break out. But actually what was happening with me, I was over-exfoliating. I don't even want to say with what I was over-exfoliating with, but I was using baking soda, which is so terrible, and I'm so embarrassed that I was using this almost on a daily basis, but I was rubbing baking soda all over my breakouts every single day, thinking that would improve. That is the worst thing you can do. So my #1 tip is kick out physical exfoliants. If you want to use a physical exfoliant, it actually is good for your skin to use it, say, once a month, but it has to be a super gentle physical exfoliant. And since I don't trust myself with physical exfoliants, because I have that tendency of wanting to go too harsh on my skin, I've completely cut them out, and I only use chemical exfoliants now. However, I do want to reintroduce a physical exfoliant. I'm just on the lookout for one that's gentle enough for my skin. So that's my #1 tip. If you have acne, be gentle to your skin. you should consider it as wounds on your face. And if you had a cut, you wouldn't be rubbing your cut and putting a bunch of chemicals on it. You would be really gentle to it and let it heal on its own. And it's the same type of idea with your face, especially with your face. So firstly, let's start with what I do to cleanse my skin. One thing I take really seriously, and I actually have always done this, but I cleanse really well at night. So I will always double cleanse at night to make sure that I'm removing all my makeup, all my sunscreen, any dirt and grime and pollution from during the day. It's really important that you are double cleansing. Now, for me, double cleansing means first with an oil-based cleanser and then with a water-based cleanser. This is, you know, the typical double cleanse method. It's how the Koreans who invented double cleansing do it. But I do know people that just double cleanse with a water cleanser. However, I find that that's a lot less effective to really clean deep inside your pores. So firstly, I'll go in with a balm or an oil cleanser. Right now I'm using the Inkey Oat Cleansing Balm, which is nice. I like it. It's moisturizing. It leaves a little bit of, not a film, but like an oily feel on the skin. But it's nice. I like this stuff. And what I'll do is I'll massage this into my skin on my dry skin, dry hands, dry skin, and that really breaks up all the gunk. And then you wash it off with water. Then you go in with your water-based cleanser. Another thing that I do with oil cleansers that I've been trying out lately is just cleanse my skin first, and then I'll do a treatment where I'll be like 15 to 30 minutes just rubbing my skin, massaging my skin, and I find that I clean out a lot of the gunk in my pores just by doing that. So that's another tip to do with your oil cleansers. So I follow my oil or balm cleanser up with a water-based cleanser, and there's different types of water-based cleansers that I use. More on a daily basis, I will go in with a very gentle cleanser. So I use the Cerave Hydrating Cleanser. I've been using this for, I'd say, over a year now. This is my second bottle, and this stuff is really, really nice because back to me being too harsh before what I was using was a Salicylic Cleanser. This is the Clark's Botanical, which I still love, but I was using this twice a day. And I was overdoing it with the salicylic acid, which was actually, instead of helping my skin, it was hurting my skin to overdo it. So I find that once I started using a more gentle cleanser on a daily basis, my skin loved me for it. So this is what I'll do most of the time. And then whenever I find that my pores are a little bit more clogged than normal, or if I'm breaking out but my skin doesn't feel too sensitive, then I'll go in with a salicylic cleanser instead as my water-based cleanser. And these are the two ones that I've been liking. So I have here the Salicylic Acid Cleanser from the Inkey list, which is a nice cleanser. However, for a salicylic cleanser, it's just this one's hard to find, so I don't have too many. I only have one backup of this cleanser, and it's hard to find as well, so I'd like to give this recommendation as well. But this is the Clark's Botanicals Skin Clearing Face and Body Wash. The stuff I got in Space NK in the UK, but this stuff is amazing. It has a high concentration of salicylic acid, and what I'll do is in the shower, I'll just leave this on my skin for a couple of minutes while I shower, and I'll really let that salicylic acid activate, and I feel like this helps a lot in clearing my pores. Now, just by using a salicylic cleanser, I feel like then I don't need to over exfoliate my skin with a physical exfoliant because I'm already getting the benefits of unclogging my pores and lifting the dead skin cells just from using a simple cleanser, which is a lot more gentle. So this is what I do for cleansing. Really important that you are cleansing twice a day, especially do not forget to cleanse at night. When I don't cleanse at night, I really do notice that my skin hates me for it the next day. So then we'll move on to treatments. Now, this stuff has made the biggest difference to my skin when I'm breaking out, and it's the Paula's Choice 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. This stuff is incredible. So I use this as my liquid exfoliant all over my face, but especially when I'm breaking out, I will use this as my spot treatment, and it is incredible. It just controls my skin so nicely. And then on the rest of my face where I don't have acne, it actually is a really great exfoliant for the rest of my face. So I'll do this. It says that you can do it once or twice daily. That's a little bit too often for me. I'll do this once a day if I'm really bad and I feel that my skin can handle it. It's really important that you're listening to your skin. And if your skin feels too sensitive, cut back. take it easy on your poor skin. But if you feel like your skin can handle it, then go in with these types of chemical exfoliants. But yeah, I'll do this once a day if I'm really bad. Otherwise, I'll do it every other day or just 2 to 3 times a week. Then for treatments as in serums, firstly, the ordinary niacinamide plus zinc serum. This stuff I've been using for years before it became a massive craze on the internet that it's been lately. But I've stopped using this as much because I find that a lot of my other serums already has niacinamide in it, but this stuff really did make a difference on my skin. Now, the next thing that I use, and this stuff I love, it's the Versed Stroke of Brilliance Brightening Serum. This is just a vitamin C serum, but it works. This, what I use is not when I'm breaking out, like the niacinamide I use when I'm breaking out to control my oil, to control the sensitivity as well on my skin. This I use when I'm not breaking out so that it can improve the dark spots that are left behind from my pimples. So this I use for the aftermath of my breakouts. And this stuff actually really works. This already has niacinamide in it as well, which niacinamide is also brightening and it helps kind of lift those dark marks on your face. So I would never use these two together, but they're both good just for different reasons. And then after all this, I go in with my moisturizer. I have been using the Cerave moisturizing lotion for almost 10 years and it's amazing. I love it. I don't use any other moisturizer at all. It's affordable, it's wonderful, I love it. And I will pile this on my chin when I'm breaking out to make sure that I'm really keeping that area hydrated. And then another one of the newer additions into my skincare routine is sunscreen. So this is the Isden, I don't know how to say that, Erythritona fluid, which is sunscreen. This stuff is nice because it doesn't break me out and it doesn't feel too heavy on my skin as well. But really, it's just important that you use any sunscreen on your face to make sure that you are protecting your skin from the rays of the sunshine, but also you're protecting your skin from those dark spots that you have of acne for them to get any darker. Because what's going to happen with the sun touching your dark spots is that it's just going to get even more pigmentation than it already has. So sunscreen is definitely important, not just for protecting your skin, but for protecting your dark spots. And then one other thing I wanted to mention, which has actually made a huge difference, is steaming my face. So I will double cleanse my face and then go in with a steamer when I feel that my skin is super clogged. There was a time, I'll insert photos, beautiful, gorgeous photos, where there was a time when I had these pimples that just would not go away. I'll insert examples of these types of pimples. And I would get these pimples, I mean, for like 2 months at a time. They just would not budge. And so I remember breaking out my steamer after about a month of having one of these pimples, and immediately, within 10 minutes or so, I could see the gunk coming to the surface, and then I was able to pop my pimple. Don't pop your pimples, but it's humanly impossible to stop myself from popping my pimples. So I do pop my pimples, but I'm not recommending you to pop your pimples. But in this case, after steaming, I was able to finally pop that pimple and get rid of it. So I do find that steaming really helps renew my skin, bring the gunk to the surface, and it actually calms my skin down a bit when I am really, really going through it with my skin. This steamer in specific is just from Lidl. Any steamer works. There's a million of them on Amazon. You do not have to spend a lot of money on it, but steamers make. Right, guys, so that is my acne journey, what I've gone through, how my skin was then, how my skin is now. And my skin isn't 100% perfect. I do still have the acne prone skin type where I do get breakouts every now and then, but I totally have it under control, finally. And for me, it was really a case of a mixture of probiotics to really look into myself internally and making sure that I had the topical skin that works for me. And that was really trial and error, trying a bunch of things, but now I feel really content with my skincare routine, and also it doesn't really break the bank. A lot of these products are super affordable. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you have any questions at all, let me know down below and I'm more than happy to answer them. If you have any comments or suggestions, I'm just keen to read it. Don't forget to hit that notification button so that you are notified when I upload new videos, and please don't forget to subscribe, it helps me a lot. I hope you guys have an amazing day, found this video helpful, and I will catch you in my next video.